While we may know him as Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise, William Shatner has proven throughout his prolific life and career he's so much more. The Hollywood star celebrated his 90th birthday this year and is all set to fulfill his lifelong dream of space travel by actually blasting off into space. Join us as we take a closer look at the life and career of William Shatner as we cover everything from real-life space travel to his thoughts on becoming a nonagenarian. The man, the myth, the captain. Born on March 22, 1931, William Shatner is a Canadian-born entertainer who boasts a multifaceted career that'll make any striving hustler envious. He's an actor, author, producer, director, screenwriter, and singer. During his 7 decades of acting, he became a beloved cultural icon for his powerful depiction of Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise in the original Star Trek series. His portrayal of Kirk extended beyond television and into multiple films. He also teamed up with Patrick Stewart, who played Captain Picard on the Star Trek Next Generation series. 1994's Star Trek Generations was the first movie based on the Next Generation characters and proved to be a worthy farewell for the character of Kirk. With Shatner's unique life experience of playing Kirk for so many years, he's written a series of books chronicling what it was like playing the beloved character, being a part of the Star Trek franchise, and what life has been like after Star Trek. He's even co-written multiple novels set in the Star Trek universe, as well as a series of sci-fi novels called Tech War, which were adapted for television from 1994 to 96. Shatner went on to play the veteran police sergeant in T.J. Hooker and hosted the reality-based TV series Rescue 911. From 2004 to 2008, Shatner took on the role of lawyer Denny Crane, both in the last season of the ABC legal drama The Practice and in its spin-off series Boston Legal. That performance earned him 2 Emmys. But none of this is enough for Shatner, who is scheduled to fly on Blue Origin's second human spaceflight on October 12, 2021. At age 90, Shatner will become the oldest person to fly into space. The current record is held by Wally Funk, who ventured out into the great beyond at age 82. What does William Shatner think of his age? When Shatner first took on his role as Captain Kirk, he was only 35. By the time he starred in the 80s movies, he was in his 50s, but passionate fans of the actor and dedicated Trekkies alike wanted more. This undoubtedly led to his reprisal of his most recognizable role in 1994. Shatner would have been in his 60s at that point. So how does he feel about turning 90? Well, he was honest in the most brutal fashion. In an interview with CBC Radio Q, he called turning 90, quote, disgusting. He also stated he feels like 90 is a disgusting number in general. He went on to muse that the last time he recalled encountering the number, he was back in Canada. He quipped that he didn't even know people lived to 90. Shatner also seemed to express his fear of mortality. He explained that a scary day is the one that someone dies, where the mystery of what happens after death begins to come in. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Facts First for more. Now back to more about William Shatner and his upcoming trip to space. William Shatner will take on the final frontier. It sounds crazy, but Captain Kirk is actually going to space. Blue Origin, the flashy, modern space travel company owned by billionaire Jeff Bezos, announced that the legendary actor will take off to the stars for real from West Texas. Shatner tweeted he's going to be a rocket man and that it's never too late to experience new things. Bezos, who is the founder of Amazon, invited Shatner to fly as its guest. Bezos is a huge fan of Star Trek, which makes us wonder if the series is what inspired the billionaire to reach for the stars in the first place. Shatner will join 3 others on the flight, 2 of whom are paying customers. A 4th seat on the flight is set aside for Blue Origin's Vice President of Mission and Flight Operations, who previously worked for NASA as a space station flight controller. Shatner will end up being the 2nd actor to fly into space this month. Russia launched a Soyuz MS-19 spacecraft into space with a crew of Russian actors, filmmakers, and legitimate cosmonauts to the International Space Station to begin filming scenes for The Challenge. The Challenge will be the first feature film to be shot in outer space. The announcement had Hollywood in an uproar, as it is happening well before superstar Tom Cruise produces his eagerly anticipated, yet currently untitled $200 million space-based blockbuster. The Hollywood action star brokered a deal between NASA and Elon Musk's SpaceX last year to bring the movie to the big screen. He's planned to re-team with American-made director Doug Liman for the project. Shatner's flight will not be anywhere near as long as his Russian peers, as his will last just 10 minutes, and is planned to reach about 66 miles above the Earth's surface. After the 10-minute exploration in space, the capsule will parachute back to the desert floor not far from where it took off. Space tourism is only getting bigger. While Shatner may be the oldest person to travel into space, he certainly isn't the first to be a part of the newly coined space tourism industry. Business magnate Sir Richard Branson was flown by Virgin Galactic, the company he founded, to the edge of space while accompanied by 5 others in July. 9 days later, Bezos took his own trip to space. He was accompanied by Mark Bezos, his brother, Wally Funk, an 82-year-old pioneer and celebutant of the first space race, and an 18-year-old student. The capsule they traveled in was fitted with the biggest windows ever flown in space, offering unparalleled, stunning views of Earth. The capsule touched down after 10 minutes, with Bezos labeling it as the best day ever. He was quickly hit with criticism, however, after his insultingly tone-deaf comment where he thanked every Amazon employee and customer because, according to him, they were the ones who paid for all of this. Elon Musk's SpaceX launched its very own first private crew space mission last month. Shatner is understandably enthusiastic about following in the footsteps of these space explorers. He explained he heard about space for a long time now and is finally taking the opportunity to see it for himself. 90 going on 60. Now in his 90s and still looking no older than 60, William Shatner has many people wondering if he's had plastic surgery. Shatner swears he hasn't had any cosmetic surgery, but he credits his youthful appearance to good genetics. But it seems his looks aren't the only signs of his youthful prowess. This year he was promoting his new comedy called Senior Moment, where he plays Victor, a retired NASA test pilot who loses his driver's license after drag racing his vintage convertible around Palm Springs. Now forced to take public transportation, he meets Caroline and learns to navigate love and life again while defiantly refusing to show his age. It's hard to fault the casting. Caroline is played by Jean Smart, an actress 21 years Shatner's junior. He's also been working on a new album. While he will always be best known for his acting career, he's also a prolific recording artist who is finally earning some acclaim for his unique blend of spoken word and song. He worked with Ben Folds on his deeply personal 2004 album titled Has Been. It's been called everything from confusing to enthralling, sincere, and profound. He also recently dropped William Shatner, The Blues, which to his credit reached #1 on the Billboard Blues chart. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you find most impressive about the legendary William Shatner? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts Verse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.